In the heart of New York City, in October 1777, a child named Anselme Hatfield was born into a world deeply intertwined with the significant historical events of his time. Manhattan was a small village at the time, with a giant wall separating the Native Americans from the colony. The location of the wall is now called Wall Street and was built by slaves. Anselme's story begins against the backdrop of one of the harshest realities of his era: slavery. His parents were likely sold at the largest and notorious slave market of the time, faced a life of toil and hardship. They were likely buried at the African burial ground in Manhattan. Their journey, however, would find its final destination in the African burial ground, which was discovered in 1991, a resting place beyond the city walls where blacks were required to be interred and were able to fulfill their African traditions. Anselme was born during the start of the Revolutionary War, a period in which the country was split between those loyal to Britain and those who wanted to separate from the Empire. It's quite possible that Anselme's enslaver was a British loyalist and decided to relocate to Canada during this time. His life transitioned dramatically when he was brought to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, as a child. It was in this quaint coastal town that he would begin a new chapter as a slave for Paul Dugas Jr., and change his name from Samuel to Anselme. Destiny had more in store for Samuel. At the age of 21, his life took a turn for the better when he was granted his freedom via a document signed on the 1st of July, 1798 by Stephen Jones, Esquire of Sisebou, and by John McCulloch, town clerk for the township of Clare, Nova Scotia. 1800 marked another momentous event, his baptism. His baptism symbolized more than just a religious rite. It was his rebirth as a free man and marked his integration into the Christian faith. Anselme's personal life took a meaningful turn when he crossed paths with Marie Marguerite Muis d'Entremont, a woman of significant heritage, including French nobility and even an emperor of Rome in her lineage. The proposed marriage of a recent slave and a woman of French nobility caused a huge uproar in the town. The villagers forced the priest to obtain permission from her parents, even though they were both consenting adults. Their union in 1800 at St. Anne's in Eelbrook was more than a simple wedding. It was a historic event that challenged the racial norms of the time, and the priest even had to remind the congregation during the ceremony that they indeed had the right to get married. Together, they nurtured a large and vibrant family, a testament to their enduring love. Their family included Joseph, Samuel Anselme II, Jean-Baptiste, Hilaire, Cyril, Marguerite, Wesley, Charles, Frank Francois, Genevieve Cromwell, Cecilia Cromwell, where my mother gets her name, and Joseph Pierre Anselme Hatfield. Each child represented the blending of diverse heritage and the strength of a family that thrived despite the challenges of their era. Their lives were intertwined with complexities, however. Anselme fathered an illegitimate child, Joseph Quimono, with his sister-in-law, Marie-Claire Muis. In a further twist, Marie-Claire later married a black man, Jean-Marie Blanchard. This unexpected turn of events would resonate deeply within their community and beyond. However, it didn't have quite the same uproar as the initial marriage. In fact, it's likely that our family holds a unique place in history as the origin of the phrase, "Once you go black, you never go back." The legacy of Samuel and Marie Marguerite Hatfield is an enduring narrative that intertwines personal resilience with the broader history of African Americans and Acadians in North America.